Oh man, so if you own any, even $1 of stable coins, we need to have a chat because this could end up pretty bad. As some of you guys know, we've had the Akala stablecoin AUSD hacked over the last couple of days. 1.3 billion in AUSD was minted, and luckily a lot of that has subsequently been burned. As you can see, this is supposed to be a stable coin pegged to $1. It fell as low here on the candle as 0.07, so 7 cents here on the dollar. Insane. It's now managed to repeg. The team have done a good job. Kudos to the team. Although we are seeing a little bit of weakness. You can see here, it ran up to 97 cents. Then now, in this most recent hourly candle, as I'm recording this video, falling back down to 86. So it's an interesting battle they've got. I guess the team's doing a pretty decent job. They've managed to get the governance proposal out quickly to burn the 1.3 that was just minted. It doesn't seem like the attacker has run away with too much money. Maybe around, they're saying maybe they've lost between 0 and 10 million on this, okay? The damage could have been 0 to 10 million. Now, I'm not going to get into the technicalities of what happened. That's not the point of this video. You guys can go, you can read Twitter threads like this one, good one from Alice and Bob, and go into the on-chain metrics of what happened. That's not the purpose of this today. The purpose of this quick update video for you guys is if you're holding stable coins and you still fundamentally don't understand how much of a misnomer this word is, stablecoin, then you're missing the point. We've had UST, we had the Lunar Saga, we've seen the issues with Tether, which I spoke about as early as September last year. There's videos of me talking about it. We've had the issues with MakerDAO and DAI. We know USDC had sanctions, right? There's so much going on that if you still think stable coins are stable, you're asking for trouble. And so what I wanted to point out in this video was a few things, and CZ tweeted about this as well. Stablecoin became the who can burn cash faster game. Remember Web 2? I did this tweet on April 21st this year, and Lunar UST started to depeg on May the 7th. So CZ, who, by the way, you know, they have BUSD as well, they understand that a stablecoin is a misnomer. I mean, look at this. He tweeted in 2019, stablecoin is the worst misnomer in crypto. There is nothing stable about it. Whilst 1 BTC still equals 1 BTC, stablecoins have dropped by 3x in value against BTC in the last 6 months. Okay? So the idea is, what I want to remind you all of is a stablecoin is a necessity. It's a utility. Okay? It's a utility for you to use to go from A to B. If you are sat on huge amounts of stablecoin, particularly undiversified, so you've got your life saving in Luna, which is tied into a protocol like Anchor, you're asking for trouble, right? You're asking for trouble if you've got your US money in USD in Luna. Or similarly, if all your money's in Tether, if all your money's in USDC or DAI or BUSD for that matter, it doesn't matter, right? Because you're asking for trouble. Stable coins have no guarantee that they're going to stay pegged. If you haven't seen that by now, you need to go and read the stories. You need to understand what the history of crypto is. These stable coins are just a utility. Use them when you need them to go from A to B. I need to go from Bitcoin. I need to go from fiat into Bitcoin. Fine. I'm going to go into a bit of Tether, and then I'm quickly going to get into my Bitcoin, and it's done. Right? If you think of an analogy, if you've got a bridge, which is to take you from this city to that city, you don't sleep on the bridge. You don't build your house on the bridge. Right? It's fundamentally flawed. It's not. There's no sound foundations to it. So all of these projects which have come up with stablecoins, none of them have found the solution. But you have to dabble in each of those. I understand. You know, for your life in crypto, to get about, to move between currencies, maybe you need to use some stablecoins. That's fine. And if you're ever transferring large amounts, make sure you're diversified amongst a few of your favorite stablecoins. But please understand they're all risky. Even Tether, even USDC, which has some of the better backing, right? Is still risky. AUSD, you saw they're the ones today. Last week we covered off MakerDAO, right? We've seen what happened with UST with Luna. You've got to learn to use these things as utilities and not to be stuck in them because of laziness. Just leaving your money on an exchange all in USDT just because you haven't got around to moving it. If it's in USDT, you don't actually have that money. If it's in crypto, at least you know 1 BTC is 1 BTC. If it's in Ethereum, at least you know you've got 1 ETH if anything happened. Right? But what are you going to do when if Tether or USDC depegs and you're sat there, it's okay, I've got 100k in USDC. No, you haven't anymore. You saw how quickly AUSD depegged. I mean, let me just show you how quickly this depegged. So you imagine you were sat there with 100k of AUSD, right? Sat on there. this depegged to worthless in 2 hours. In 1 hour, you lost more than 50% of your value. So your 100K would have been worth 50K. And if you manage to clock on and get on your computer quickly and you panic sold, it's just a mess, right? What do? If you were sat there in 100K, your life savings in AUSD, you see it drop to 50, do you sell? And then they manage to recover the peg in this instance, in which case you would have got most of your money back. So it's a horrible situation to be in. And that is why you need to be, one, diversified. If you have to be in crypto, make sure in stable coins, make sure you've split it amongst a few different stable coins. That way your risk is minimized. But also the time you're spending in stable coins needs to be addressed. You should not be in stable coins for any serious amount of time. And I know some people do it for yield, but you need to ask yourself, is it worth that yield? If you lost your life savings on, ask anybody who lost their life savings on Anchor Protocol, was it worth it chasing that 19-20%? They'll tell you no. Right? Because that lump sum which they started with, 100K, 150K, 200K, many people with much more than that in Anchor Protocol, right? That took years and years to get out. That was their life savings. And they were just trying to get 20%. They were just being greedy and trying to get 20%. Was it worth it when you lose the golden goose? No, it's not worth it. So you've got to learn to treat these as just to get from A to B, do it quickly, you know, thank your lucky stars that you managed to get from A to B and then move on. You should not be sitting on these stable coins for a long period of time. And this goes for bridges as well. This goes for wrapped tokens, wrapped Bitcoin, all these kind of things. I'm against them. I'm against them because fundamentally they have no backing. I mean, the fact that this contract on AUSD was able to mint $1.3 billion, right? Because it's 1-to-1, 1.3 billion AUSD without any collateral requirements. The code just executed it. It just shows there's so many mistakes going on in this space. I mean, the fact that you had a top 10 coin like Terra Luna collapse with its coin, you know, the science has not evolved to figure this piece out yet. So you need to be very careful. Just, you know, if a stable coin is working now, just assume it's working for now. Get from A to B quickly and then get out. You should not be sitting on it. It's a huge warning for all of you guys who invested in crypto. Please heed this warning. If you don't think I'm right, just do your research. Read into it. I've done a video on stablecoins. I've broken down the best of a bad bunch, right? So you can go and watch it and see what some of the pros and cons are. We spoke about MakerDAO. MakerDAO trying to pivot from back. They were backed by USDC. I mean, how crazy is that? You got stablecoin backed by another stablecoin, which is backed with cash and cash equivalents, with some of them in some bond somewhere. Like, it's insane. It's insane what's going on. Don't even get me started on Tether. We covered that off in numerous videos as well. I mean, the Terra Luna situation was a mess with UST, then eventually getting backed with Bitcoin, and then being backed in a reserve with Avalanche as well. So loads of shady practices going on. Be very, very careful in these stablecoins. Just because they tell you it's always redeemable for $1, don't believe them. It's your money. Either keep it in fiat, get it into crypto. If you're using these bridges and you're using a wrapped Bitcoin, just use it to get from A to B. Try to avoid it if you can. I don't really interact with any of those kind of things. I just like to keep things really boring and really simple. If I don't understand something, I won't use it, right? Simple as that. And if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If you use these fundamental principles, it will stand you in good stead in crypto. When you see yourself chasing those 19-20% yields, ask yourself, where is it coming from? If you can't justify where it's coming from and who the greater fool is, chances are it's probably you. So stay well clear. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Smash on the like button and subscribe if you found this quick update useful. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.